Hello guys, it is me, the Tank Index here. I'm actually recording this on Thanksgiving, so yeah, I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. That was yesterday, of course, by the time you're seeing this video. My family's coming in like 4 hours. I can't wait to have turkey and mashed potatoes and stuffing, of course. And plenty of talk about politics, as always happens at Thanksgiving, so yeah, can't wait. But for now, we're going to talk about the U.S. National Army Tank Corps. The Tank Corps of the National Army was preceded by the Tank Service of the National Army, which was part of the Engineer Corps, but it was soon moved into its own Tank Corps on March 9, 1918, as they realized, yeah, okay, we should probably start training these guys to go to Europe and not be engineers. Its command was switched from Colonel H.H. Ferguson to Colonel Ira Clinton Wellborn, who had earned a Medal of Honor in Santiago, Cuba in 1898. So yeah, the leadership was pretty old. It served sort of like the relationship between the Marine Corps and the Navy. Sort of like a subsection. As for the location, so it had a lot of training locations. Made actually, Camp Colt on the site of Gettysburg was established to train tank recruits on March 6, 1918. On July 6th, Colonel William H. Clopton Jr. formed another training center in Tobyhanna, Pennsylvania, where about 2,000 men from Camp Colt transferred there. Were on 2 tanks, 2,200 men, and 2 battalions, the 302nd Heavy and the 326th Light. Camp Polk had another training center opened in September of that year, where a heavy battalion from Colt was transferred. In October, the 310th Tank Center was established under the command of John Montgomery Mahan, plus 338th, 339th, and 346th Tank Battalions. On November 11, 1918, right at the end of World War I, the Tank Corps had about 483 officers and 7,700 men. And a large consolidation of tank training had been done at Camp Benning under Dwight D. Eisenhower, future president and general, as seen on the right. He stayed there from Christmas Eve 1918 to March 15, 1919, previously been at Camp Colt. I misspelled that. And after the armistice, 250 Camp Colt soldiers went there. Camp Benning worked in conjunction with an infantry school there, so it had a lot of infantry tank coordination. However, in 1919, John J. Pershing, commander of the American Expeditionary Force in Europe in World War I, met in a joint session of the Senate House Committee on Military Affairs and suggested that the AEF Tank Corps essentially be absorbed into the Army, basically. The National Defense Act in 1920 did exactly this, with the 2 heavy and 4 light tank battalions that still existed being absorbed into the infantry. So for the final assessment, you'll probably notice that there isn't much to actually assess here, and I spent most of the video discussing the training locations. And that's because this Corps really didn't do much. To give them some credit, the Corps did give them plenty of training, new recruits, and experience with tanks. However, it never saw service, and after the war, it was simply disbanded. There was just no need for a singular tank force without World War I, and as the next war proved anyway, and how World War I proved, tanks were more effective with infantry, so it made sense for them to just be an army. So the short-lived tank corps would largely go forgotten in history. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, see you next time.